Good evening and welcome. Welcome to Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and it's a warm welcome because I know right now things are not looking too good for you, but I'm glad you found me. I have seven links from Facebook and one on YouTube that all talk about fighting CPS. So you've come into my room, which is actually I'm using a software application called SteamYard that gives the format of this room. It transmits on YouTube. And so it's a worldwide podcast. I'm seen and heard around the world. It's a total of 25 countries. My newest country being Belize is my newest country. And yes, everybody in the world has a problem with CPS. It just seems like the 2,900 people I've talked to have a similar issue. They've run into what's called a rogue CPS, a bad CPS that is not being fair to the families and they're abusing the children. I'm sorry to say that to you, but a lot of you will understand what I'm talking about, especially the 2,900 people I've talked to. Now I'm on twice a day, 7 days a week. My evening show is 7 o'clock every night of the week. And my morning shows during the weekdays are 10 a.m. and the weekends 8 a.m. And my morning show is called Fight CPS uh, with Bob Pace. My evening one is called Fight CPS and Save Our Children. And I really, it's something that you found because you're looking for a resource, largely because you don't have enough funds to hire an attorney. And I know how hard it is to struggle with ends being meet. A lot of you are having your problem with CPS because of financial reasons. So I'm really sorry um, that has come to full for you. Um, but I'm glad you found this room. I'm glad you're talking to me because I do want to help you with your case. Now, I do have to tell you that I'm not uh, giving what's called legal advice. I'm only giving you educational advice for educational purposes only because I'm not an attorney, I'm not a lawyer. And so the things I tell you are from my experience of fighting CPS and the experience of 2,900 some people. And they do work. There are things that I've told people with medical trafficking and everything like that. It will work. You will be able to get your child back. But I've developed 5 rules you need to follow. And I know it's hard a lot of times to do the things that's asked upon you because you're dealing with an agency that's corrupt. See, that's what makes it so difficult. You would think that the agency would be fair and want to help out families in need, but instead they don't do what they're supposed to do. CPS is a part of social services, and it was founded in 19. I'm drawing a blank right now. This is the first time I can remember in all these shows that I can't remember the year. 1962, it was started. And it has developed uh, into $1 trillion business. Now, in that year, let me correct my date here. I don't know why I was thinking in the 60s. It didn't start to 74, which is really surprising me because before 74, there was child abuse, but it wasn't really started. Well, 74 is when we had the rules. It actually, um, let me see here. It was 62. Um, 62 is called the modern era of a government sponsored child protection services. Now, Congress enacted a law that directed CPS, directed the child protection system to create a government body that would protect our children from neglect and abuse and also do what's called family reunification. Family reunification. Now, the history of child protection in America is divided into three eras. The first era comes from colonial times, that's in the 1600s to 1875. And that was before organized child protection. The second era was 1875 to 1962. That's where the creation and growth of organized child protection through government child protection societies. The year 1962 marks the beginning of the third or the modern era, the era of government sponsored child protection services. But it wasn't until 1974 when they had any laws. When they had any laws. Now, what I call the child protection system, it is a government entity that was created by an act of Congress in 62, mandated to all social services out there to create a group of social workers to protect our children from neglect and abuse. Furthermore, they're supposed to do what's called family reunification. If a family um, needs to be um, broken apart because a child is in danger, the best remedy is from the studies have taken that the biological parents are the best parents. So, with that being said, I'm really sorry um, that you're caught up with that. That's a hard thing to swallow. Now, I've put up a banner that tells you one of the things you can interact with this room is that you can text me a message. It's all self-explanatory. All I need is your name and your location. And you're outside of the country, outside the U.S. Put your country in there, and I'll gladly answer your questions about your CPS matter. Another way is to be a guest on my live stream. And be a guest, all you have to do is email me. My email's up there. Please email me. Don't forget to include your name, telephone number, and email. And one of my 14 shows, just say you want to be on Bob's Sunday morning show, or Friday night show, or Wednesday morning show, and I'll get you there. My show producer, Grace, will send you a link that you copy and paste your browser, and you're on SteamYard. And I can take up 9 of you. I can take 9 of you. The rules are simple. Um, we respect one another, no talk about politics, and we do not use profanity. We also do not eat or smoke on the live stream. And furthermore, we do not use the names of children, social workers, or judges. That's very simple. The last thing I have is you can call me. There's my phone number, 626 698 6990. That's my private line, and I love to talk to you. I can only talk one at a time, though, one at a time. So my number is live. Then the other number you see, the 888 6582, is the law office of my attorney, Vincent W. Davis. He's the one that is the attorney, has 40 years of fighting CPS, that he can give you legal advice on there. Now, there's a banner across the bottom of my screen that tells you how much he's charging. Like he charges $10 for a private text message, $15 for a private phone call, and $25 if you're able to be on his live stream for 30 minutes. And all you need to do is send the amount via your credit card to Cash App, to Apple Pay, or to Zella. And the number will come up here. I'm just waiting for it scrolling by there so I can turn the number. It's as soon as it comes up there, I will tell you. 310 308 7758. That's the number that you can text them to make the payment on there. And when you do call in to 888 6582, you'll speak to reception. Make sure you tell them that Bob Pace sent you. When you talk to Mr. Davis, make sure you tell him the same way. So now I've had it. You can either text a message to me, or you can be on my live stream as a guest, or you can phone call in. Those are some of the ways. Also, I love emojis such as hearts, smiley faces, even stars. So those are fun to do too. And please check the follow button. If you want to follow me, if you want me to notify me on, check the notification button. And lastly, do a review of me too. I really like to hear a review. So, with that being said, I'm switching it back now to you guys for you to tell me what you like me to talk about. Now, I have 5 rules that I've developed that will help you. I can talk about my case that I had lost, 3 of my children that were stolen and trafficked into foster care. I got 2 of them back, but the other one refused to go back because she was brainwashed into thinking she could divorce her parents. It's a tragic thing. The whole case is very tragic. Now, I mentioned some of these countries. So far, it's been Indonesia, then Bangladesh, then India, then up to the Middle East. It's been Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and then Libya. Then over the continent of Africa, it's been Liberia, Sudan, a Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Mozambique, and then South Africa and its provinces. Then up to Europe, the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, and then Denmark and Sweden. And then across the pond to North America, it's Canada and its provinces. And then the United States and all 50 states either called in or text a message in to me. And we even heard from Washington, D.C. Then south of the border, we have Mexico. And then in Central America, we got Belize. And then down in South America, north of Brazil, on the east coast, is Grenada. Then across the South Pacific, we have New Zealand, and then the land down under Australia and its states. So that's a well diversified group of people. That's a well diversified group of people. But I'm here to help you. All you have to do is ask me a question, or you can either text messages or what. So Oh, fuck. Hmm. Hello, Tony the Tiger, and Aaron from Kentucky, and Tony the Tiger from New York. So glad to see you. And then we have Colina, uh, who has a question. I'm trying to find out where she's from. Colina, can you tell me what county, city, or state you're from? Oh, Tennessee. I'm sorry, Aaron. That's right. It's Tennessee. How can I forget that? Tennessee, right. Aaron's from Tennessee. Tony's from New York. And we're all trying to do good here, but I'm trying to help. What's the latest, Aaron? Do you have anything latest to tell me? And Tony, Cassandra, do you have anything that latest to tell me about your boy? And Colleen, I'm trying to understand where you're from. And you have three kids that have been taken from you. I don't know how long it goes or how it all starts. Um, they're sending her to Alaska. Wait a minute. Um, and they sent all three kids to Alaska. What state are you in, Colina? You're in San Bernardino, California. Well, why are they going to Alaska? You got me confused here. Can you start from the beginning, how your CPS case started? And I will try my best to try to help you. Oh, God. Okay. Good evening and welcome to my live stream. You've reached Bob Pace. Who do I have the pleasure of talking to? This is Colina. Yeah, hi, Colina, and you're from San Bernardino. Now, you say you have three kids and they're being sending her to Alaska? So I've spoken to you before. We actually have five kids on the case. I don't know if you remember, but they had split the kids into two different cases. My mom had the kids in her custody, and these are my nieces and nephews, and they took them from her. And I was the one that had my nephew was the one going into the military, and they were like, messing that up for him and everything. And I remember you were telling me that they're crazy for messing with the Marines. Um, but Why were the kids? Why were the kids put with your mom? All three kids are with your mom originally.
They were five kids. They were with my mom.
All right.
Two of them she had guardianship of. The other three she didn't, but they're all siblings. And so my sister couldn't, she didn't have the means to care for them, so my mom was taking care of them. The two that my mom had guardianship of since they were like babies, pretty much.
Right.
And then the other three came later on. So
now,
CPS,
is the same mother? Is the same mother the biological mother of all five kids, or is there two biological mothers?
Yes. No, that's my sister. She's the mother of all five.
Okay. Now, how about the father? Is the father the same? Is the father the same for all five children?
No.
Okay. No. How many fathers are there?
I don't know, but none of them are in the picture.
Okay. So the father's not involved. So we have five children.
No.
And I'm sorry, we have only three that have been taken?
Oh, no. All five were taken, and my mom's gotten three of the five back. One of them, they've brainwashed. She don't want to come back. And then the other one is baby. She's one. And they're pretty much told my mom, you're not getting her back. And they're sending her to Alaska to be adopted out. It's to our family, but my mom doesn't understand why she can't come with her siblings.
Well, she didn't have guardianship. She didn't have guardianship over them, right?
She has guardianship of two of the kids, but she's gotten three of the five back.
Okay, of the three back, is two of them the guardianship? Or I'm confused because.
Yes.
All right, so the two that she can't get back, she doesn't have guardianship of.
No, she don't have guardianship of them, but they were in her care and removed from her care.
Well, yeah, they're going to remove from the care because, the problem being is that there's nobody that has custody of the children. That's where you removed from her. What were the accusations that your mom was said to doing to the children? Was she abusing them or negligent?
Nothing. I guess you would say negligence, but they didn't even have anything.
Well, they didn't come knocking at the door and suddenly take a child, did they? I mean, they didn't walk into your life and suddenly pick up a child and take it. They must have had a reason why they had to take the child.
Because my sister was taking parenting classes that they made her take. And when she was doing her parenting classes, I was told by a CPS worker that I could supervise visits for her to take the child to the class with her. And I asked the teacher if it was okay for me to let her take the child into the class. And then I'll wait outside and, because the teacher's there the whole time. And so they said, yeah. And that's my bad. I guess I should have ran him through the workers, But then they said, well, that worker is fired and he had no right to say that you can supervise and this and this. They took the kids from my mom because of that. They said that she neglected care because she let my sister have an unsupervised visit, which didn't technically even really happen because she was supervised the whole time. But it wasn't, I guess the teacher isn't somebody they approve, even though it's their teacher.
And you didn't have Ellie and David, do you?
Yeah, and Ellie and David, sorry, I didn't mean to drop names. My niece and my nephew that she had guardianship of, they took them after my mom made a comment that she didn't want them in their care, and the worker told my mom, well, I'm CPS, I can do whatever I want.
Okay, I think, is that your mother in the background talking?
Yes.
Okay, so what's happened to the sister? Is she able to finish her classes?
She's still fighting them too, but they're pretty much. I'm pretty sure they're taking her. Yeah, they're taking her rights away, her parental rights, and as far as my mom, they told my mom that she can't have the baby back.
Okay, so when's the next court date?
January 21st. This is like the 10th court date. They've postponed. I guess it's the last one.
Okay, and what's that going to determine?
But they've given what's that?
What's that court date going to determine?
The baby.
They have her place for my brother to go to the mama.
So like we have the oldest of the five, and my mom don't have guardianship of him.
Yeah, yeah.
And they actually sent him back with my mom after the court for like a couple weeks, and then decided to come take him back. And they said, "Oh, that was just temporary because we didn't have nowhere to place him." And then they made him sleep in the office for 4 nights with no shower or nothing. And then they ended up just bringing him back.
Yeah. Do you have an attorney or not?
No. She had one, and they removed him from the case. The judge fired him for her. I guess he decided.
I paid him $10,000.
Oh wow, that's terrible.
Yeah, the
Oh
judge just said that he's off the case
yeah.
because my mom was fighting for the baby.
Fight for all of them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, she got back to 3, so she was fighting for the baby. So.
And he don't even know why he was taken off.
Yeah, her lawyer don't even know why he was taken off the case. So, really, I mean, like our main question for you, the reason we are calling, because I spoke to you like 3 times now, is my mom is at the point where, you know, because they've already told her that she's not getting the baby. There's no way she don't have a chance. So she's at the point now where she's got the kids that she can get, and so she wants to sue them for everything. I mean, one of the workers came after her, even, you know, like tried to attack her and stuff. She had requested law enforcement, but there was nobody available, so the worker showed up without law enforcement and stuff. And it's just like a big mess. We have photos of them driving and texting with the kids in the car. We have videos of them walking away, leaving the kids in a hot car. You know, like, it's just ridiculous. This county is so corrupt. So, my question for you was, does Ben Davis, does he do civil suits?
He does a civil. He does a civil lawsuit, but your case has to be over first before he does it.
Well, I mean, it is on her part. You know what I mean? Like, as far as she goes, my mom goes. They fired her lawyer. They took her lawyer off the case, so she's no longer part of the case.
Right. Well, he would. I mean, but the case has got to be over. I mean, it's got to be settled.
Like with the kids, you mean?
Well, with all the 5 kids. I mean, you have 5 kids there. 3 of them your mother's gotten back.
On the 21st.
I'm sorry, what?
It'll be settled on January 21st. Is the last hearing.
Uh-huh. Okay, and then do you have an attorney lined up, or did you want to get Mr. Davis to help you, or what was the?
We wanted to talk to see about getting Mr. Davis to help us.
My lawyer that I hired is not a civil lawyer.
Oh, the attorney that Mr. Davis is, he has schooled and educated and licensed in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. He's also a trial attorney and he's also a civil attorney. He does civil lawsuits. He's not afraid to attack. He's like a really good attorney to get. He works out of LA County, but he does San Bernardino. And, you know, he has a retainer and so much an hour. But if you're interested, you could call into the office and get a quote. But he'll talk to you for, $15. He'll text you for 10, and you can be on his show for $25.
they pulled them out of my home, they were so scared.
Well, I don't blame
were
him. I
terrified.
think one of his a baby still, right?
No, these ones, Ellie was 12 and Mark was 10. Oh, no, that's the same age. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we don't use names on here, so that is okay. So
Okay. Okay, sorry.
that's okay. That's okay.
It's just they brought a social worker into my house because they didn't have custody over those two. And the social worker come into my kitchen. I was standing right there. She talked to both of the kids for less than 5 minutes. Went out of my home, went straight to a judge, and came back with a warrant.
Wow. Wow.
And they weren't in any danger since they were babies. But because they didn't have control over those two, they were mad about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then my grandson, it was mistreated. Even though he was in my brother's home, I thought he was safe there. But the others were treated okay, but he was not treated good.
Well, and the one that don't want to come home is because she was in a relationship with the son.
Yeah, it's just so messed up. And then the one worker came and tried to attack me.
Uh-huh.
I'm 68 years old. And I walk with a cane. And
This is the worker that we have a picture of her texting and driving with the kids in the car.
Wow. Wow.
One of the kids took a picture of her texting and driving because it was pouring rain and she was driving down a 2-lane highway at night, swerving into oncoming traffic and scaring her. So she sent us a photo saying, "I'm scared, Grandma." And it was a photo of her looking down at her phone, texting and driving. We have that photo, so she's retaliated against us. And every worker we spoke to cannot tell us anything without saying, "I have to address so-and-so first. I have to address so-and-so first." Talking about that worker.
Yeah.
And we've requested to have the worker removed off the case, and they've denied us.
Oh boy. Have you tried to go to the supervisor or the manager?
We've gone to them. We've gone to everybody we can get a hold of.
I went 3 stages up.
Have you gone to the civil rights coordinator for the state of California in Sacramento?
Yeah, I wrote them. Yeah, you told me to write them, and I wrote them, and they never got back to me.
But, I mean, the case with those two is over.
Well, what do you mean over?
And then the one
Well, they took the kids and they split it up into 3 separate cases.
Oh.
So those 2 kids, they gave them back to me unfounded because they had nothing. So they gave them back to me. And then the older boy, they didn't have nowhere they could place him, so they gave him back to me, and he's going to be 18 November 13th.
But they put him on a new case first.
But yeah.
Well, when he becomes 18, he can be on his own at 18.
Yeah, and that's what. And they're trying to convince him to stay with CPS. They telling him they can give him money to survive and everything, but he's already signed up with the Marine Corps. And I told them I don't want them nowhere near my home. And if they convince him that he needs to stay with CPS, he can move out. Because I'm not going to risk the other kids with them coming to my house.
Yeah.
I hate to say the other 2 are 13 and 11, and I don't want them coming back and trying to take them again. It's so. These kids are so spoiled.
And they're so traumatized by this whole thing.
They're scared to death.
Even my children that didn't get taken were here the night that the other ones got taken, and they're even traumatized from it. You know what I mean? Like my daughter for like 3 weeks wouldn't leave my side. Like she was glued to me because she was scared that they were going to take her away.
Well, her and her older brother ran out the back door in the rain and hid in the field.
They were terrified.
They were scared to death that they were going to
Because I was at the grocery store getting
Oh boy, that's sad that children have to go
Yeah,
to.
it was horrible. It was horrible.
And then it was the day before Valentine's Day, and they wouldn't even let them take their candy.
Oh boy.
And then the cops that were here were sitting here telling my nephew, don't worry, buddy, you'll get to come home soon. You'll get to come back home soon. You
Right.
know, like you know how long it was before he got to come back home. Like
Yeah.
it felt like it could have been a lot longer, I'm sure, but it felt like forever.
Right. Let me say hello to some people in the room before I forget
No
them.
problem.
We have Betty Joe from Montana. Hello, Betty Joe. Welcome. And yeah, everything is so corrupt. I agree with you, Betty Joe. Legally, they can't take somebody off the case unless it's a court order. You're right, Betty Joe. Hello, Chris. Good evening. She's from Florida, and she has a question. If Florida only holds temporary jurisdiction of my daughter for this dependency case, and we're in Missouri, I have a custody order in Missouri. Can Florida issue a pickup order for the child? No, Florida doesn't have jurisdiction over Missouri. Missouri doesn't check jurisdiction over Florida. There's something called the ICPC, the Interstate Compact for Placement of Children. It's a nonprofit organization separated from the government organization that transport children safely. Chris, um, they can't go from one state to another. Where the case happens has a jurisdiction. Now, Chris says DCF, which is CPS, had progressed in abandoning father and gone above and beyond. Do I have to technically go back to Florida if I have a Missouri custody order? Um, if your child's in Florida, you need to get him back to Missouri. I don't know how he got there in the first place. How did he get from Missouri to Florida, uh, Chris? And hello there. Um, we got Rocky. Rocky's from New York. He has a brother he's trying to help out in Virginia. Betty Joe says they can't take anybody off the case legally. It has to be by the judge to take somebody off the case. I agree with you. And Betty Joe says it's a federal funding for families to get their children back across state lines. Yes, it is federal funding. You're right, Betty Joe. You're so right. Betty knows because she's trying to get her brother's daughter, her niece, from Nebraska to Montana. So that's why Betty does know that. Now, I just looked at the clock. We closed down at 8 o'clock. It's now 8:05. So I need to close my show down. I don't mean to do so, but I do thank um, Colina for calling in. Um, she's from
Thank you.
San Bernardino, California. She has 5 children, and she has 2 more left that she's trying to get custody back to her mother. It's her sister is the one that had all the children, and they are as a family trying to take care of all the children. The children are really upset about that. But I'll be on again tomorrow at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And I'm on twice a day, 10 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock at night. On the weekends, I'm on at 8. Aaron from Tennessee, it's so good to see you again. Um, and Cassandra, which is Tony the Tiger, it's good to see you too. I don't know what the latest is with you guys, but we've had Aaron from Tennessee, Tony from New York, Colina from San Bernardino, California, and then we've had Betty Joe from Montana, and Chris from Florida or Missouri. I get confused where you're at, Chris. And then we have Rocky from New York. So I want to thank you all for listening, and I'm going to put up uh, the federal level of where you can take your case. If you aren't able to resolve it at the county level or the state level, then you can go to the federal government. They have a website that you can check them out. Tells you what they're doing. They have 2 phone numbers. They will answer. I've called them. They do answer. And they have an email address you can send a complaint to, and they will get back to you. It's doge@mail.house.gov. Now, you got to be careful right now because it takes us lots of pestering people because the government is shut down and people aren't getting their paychecks. I know Social Security is really hurting big time, and so will social services next month will be hurting big time too. That's going to be with the EBT card, the food stamps. So that's going to be troubling too. But I want you not to give up. I don't want you to give up. And they refuse to do the ICPC. You have to get a court order from the judge. You have to get a court order from the judge. You have to get a court order from the judge. Well, I do try to help. Yes, thank you very much, Colina, and your mother there. I don't know her name, but thank you, the mother too. Colina and the mother. Thank you.
Have a good night.
You bet. Good night. Okay, so right now I'm going to shift gears, and you're going to hear a quick video when I sign off. And remember, I'm on at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time tomorrow, 10 o'clock. So good night, and God bless. And do not forget to keep fighting for your child. This is Bob Pace telling you good night.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against it, it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last ones left. Put your faith